Hi, everybody. This is Jen Coombs from Time to Change Jersey Style. I want to say good evening to everybody. It's 9:14 p.m. on a Monday night on November 5th, 2018. I'm going to wait for some people to jump on. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Hey, Jen T, how you doing? So I actually, I just want to say thank you to all my mods, my supporters, my viewers, and everything else. Um, I know I know this is not an I issue, it's a we issue, and I really appreciate all the support that I have received from all you guys. I really appreciate it because it takes a network of support to get through stuff, and I really appreciate all the support that I get. And tonight's topic is can people can people be can people be still friends after tomorrow's election? And that's a good question because in today's climate everybody's saying that oh there are especially with the Trump election a lot of people are saying oh I'm gonna move out of the country if he became president, but the people are still here though, so and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a Trump supporter at all. But he is America's president. I'll give him that respect, but he's not my president. Um, I didn't vote for the guy. I think President Trump is a detriment to our country, and I'm entitled to have those opinions. So, and but I'm gonna be honest. A lot of my people, like a lot of my friends, family, and people that hey Cindy, hi Jen, hi Sam. A lot of people that I work with, I in all facets of my life, they ha- they have like different political affiliations, and somehow like I know like my best friend and her family, they're Trump supporters, but I know that we're not gonna allow politics muddy the water between us. So I know that people can be still friends after any election, and I know like some people can't. They let the politics get in get in the way. Sam, I support your right to say it, even though I disagree with the content, but I'm gonna say it for you. The country will see the red wave. Hopefully not. So, Sam, it goes both ways. So, yes, Genty, that's how I see it. Is that we shall see what happens tomorrow. I'm not making any predictions or anything like that because, do you know why? I don't have any control over it, so I just don't have any control over it. The only vote that I have any control over is my vote. Hey, Skyhawk. And my opinion is this: I hope the country will survive to the end of Trump's presidency. The country. But right now, I'm just taking a back seat and just watching things happen, happening. I think the main reason why I do that is that I just don't have any control over all that stuff. So why should I get upset over that? Because because it's gonna be in regardless if I get upset or not or be proactive or whatever the deal is. So um so I'm opening up the floor to everybody regarding tonight's topic. Like I said, tonight's topic is, can people be still friends after tomorrow's election? What's your thoughts about it? Because I'm going to be honest, on my personal experience, yes, people can be friends after any election. Sam Wall, and we are already organizing Trump draws big crowds. Yes, with his rhetoric. And there is a lot of hatred towards media, mainstream media, and even independent media like myself. So, but like I said, I'm not gonna become disillusioned with the media aspect of stuff. Was because I really want to be. I want no. I'm gonna no. I am in the media. So. So what's everybody's thoughts about this? What do you guys think? And actually, LT, I'm thinking about taking some video footage at some polling places tomorrow too. And I'm still not sure of the legalities of that, so I'm gonna reach out to the county election office to see how that goes. Because I know they have a 100-foot buffer around polling locations, and I don't want to break any laws. So I'm just waiting for you guys to jump in with any comments or anything like that. Skyhawk, Trump 2020 vote. We're we're still like two years away from 2020. Okay, we have like 13 people watching, so actuality, you can call in if you want. Um, my telephone number is 732-988-0125. And you can tell everybody what your thoughts about tonight's topic is. Or you can talk about the election, like any election issues too. Cindy Moore, I vote for who convinces me with your potential lies the best. Yeah, tomorrow's election is a big day. I mean, it could go either way. Some people will stay in office and some people will get the boot. Maybe there won't be any changes. Maybe there will be changes. Maybe there'll be some changes and maybe there'll be no changes. I mean, it just. And just let you know, I'm a registered independent, so. Or unaffiliated. I think that's what they call it in the state of New Jersey. Sam Waterman, Nancy Pelosi will not be speaker. I have nothing against Nancy Pelosi. She's out of California. Again, my telephone number is 732-988-0125. And you can talk about election issues regarding tomorrow. Cindy, I've been waiting most of my life for the most important vote I will cast in my lifetime tomorrow. I'll be voting for a plant. Ah, yes, I mean, I do have to admit, marijuana, it does have some medical, like a lot of medical benefits to it. Sam Waterman, we will hold the House by 10 and pick up 5 in Senate. That's your prediction? I don't have any predictions for tomorrow. My hair's all messed up on the side. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I should like do this and I thought this was all like fixed. So, hey Sam, how about any local elections in your area? What's your prediction for that? I know there's a local election going on in Neptune City. I know that. I think there's like 3 seats up on the town council. And I'm gonna be honest. I hope like Cory Booker. He's from the state of New Jersey. I think he's a junior congressman. He used to be mayor of Newark at one point, but I wish he runs for president someday. In actuality, I met Cory Booker a few times along the way too. I met Cory Booker in Asbury Park. I met Cory Booker in Red Bank. I actually met Governor Phil Murphy too in Atlantic City, like at least like 2 years prior to him getting elected. That was an awesome experience. Yeah, but Sam, I'm talking about in your area. So I'm gonna like because nobody is really talking about tonight's topic that much. I'm gonna like shift to another topic at this point because I was walking down memory. I, I I walked down memory lane. Because I because of some things, some false claims that was made against me last night by Matt Miller and John Van Dyke. And I want to show you some stuff too that I found. First of all, I was a big softball player, and throughout my childhood and and even in high school. And I just want to show you the letters that I got from my high school. This is my freshman letter that I got for softball. Actually, I played third base. Then this is my junior varsity letter. And this is my varsity letter. And no matter how many false claims that John and Matt can make, they can never take this away from me. I was a third. I played for. I'm a third base player. I used to have a strong arm and everything else. So that's one thing I want to show you guys. And I truly love softball too. That's the one sport I really loved. And then I found some other stuff too. And this is my 8th grade diploma. Oh. It's my 8th grade diploma. Whoa. A lot of things are popping out. It says elementary public schools. This is certified that Jennifer Lynn Coombs has satisfactorily completed. And I mean, if you ever look up Newton, you know, satisfactorily completed in Halsted Street School, the course of study prescribed by the Board of Education, and awarded this diploma. And this was given to me in 1986. And has the signatures of the principal and so that's another thing that John and Matt can't take away from me either. Oh, Cindy Moore. I love school. That's one of my favorite things is sports back in the day. Another thing I found is my high school diploma, and I graduated in 1990. Wow, I came across some graduation cards that I got from people too. This graduation card is from my grandparents. It says graduation is a sunset and a sunrise, and ending in the beginning. It's a stepping stone from the past with all its happy memories to the future with all its hopeful dreams. It is the threshold of new horizons A new time in life to learn, to explore, to enjoy. Love, Grandma and Grandpa. Congratulations and best wishes for a wonderful future. The next card is actually this one is from my brother and his girl or his girlfriend at the time. So it's your day to be proud. It's your day to be glad. It's your day to be told. And you're real super glad. Congratulations. And this is from my brother who passed away unexpectedly the day after Christmas. Rest in peace, Tim. And this card comes from my parents. Because it says, when it comes to special daughters, you take top honors. It says, happy graduation. Love and congratulations, Mom and Dad. Again, Matt and John, you can't take this stuff away from me. It says Newton High School. This diploma certifies that Jennifer Lynn Coombs has satisfactorily completed the requirements requisite for graduation as prescribed by the Newton Board of Education in the state of New Jersey. And they put like some statutes down. And this was given in the month of June in 1990. The principal, the superintendent, and two other signatures I just don't recognize. So and like I said, Matt and John, you can come up with all the lies, the slander, all you want. But your credibility's shot with me. Don't you realize that? You don't know a darn thing about me. These things you can't take away from me. No matter how hard that you try, your false claims, your credibility is shot. And I don't claim that I have a perfect life either. Nobody does. But this is one thing you can't take away from me. And softball, I love softball. And I'm gonna be honest, actually, like I said, it's just I checked into some stuff. I mean, I went into, yeah, I took a walk along memory lane, and some of it was happy, some of it was sad, some of it I struggled with. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. I did take 1 year of community college up in Sussex County. That's one thing that I would love to actually follow up on, because I want to go to school for media, like media stuff, and learn about different things and everything else. And go to Brookdale or something along those lines. So my life is just as my life is was not easy at all. It wasn't. I had a lot of struggles, but I had a lot of accomplishments along the way too. Like I said, John and Matt, you can't take this away from me. Hey, Matt, John, you can. What? Why do you have a need to tear me down, especially when it comes to my speech? Because my speech, I don't have any control over. Hey, Sam. Well, let's talk politics then. What's your take on it? Call me. Talk. Let's talk about it. Oh, but Sam. Well, we do have a bully in the White House. uh, am I for weed? Let's say I'm for the one thing I know. I'm for the medical benefits of weed. So I mean, there's like so many medical benefits that can come out of, I mean, they have proven that medical marijuana can help with, especially with kids with seizures and everything else. Cancer pain too, yeah. I mean, And how about like marijuana for rec use? See, I have to go back and past videos to see like what's my stance on that on rec marijuana, recreational marijuana. So I just have a feeling I'm like all over the board on that issue. So actually, I can see the authorities' viewpoint on it, but actually see the other viewpoint on it too. Because there's no way, like when it comes to DWIs, um, driving while intoxicated, there is a you can like test for that to see if the person is under the influence or not. But when it comes to marijuana, I talked to a couple of law enforcement um, officers about this, and they said that there's like no like real testing for that stuff, like the DWI stuff. So to me, I mean, that's my issue. Sam Waterman, Water mixed youth lazy. Well, they say it's like marijuana is the gateway drug. Well, like I said, that's one thing I can honestly say that I never took any illegal drugs. So I do not have any. So I don't really have a really a I'm just talking from an outsider viewpoint at this time. Sam, they don't want to. I take it for pain. Sam, but does it really help with pain? I'm gonna be honest, I'm clueless when it comes to that. Oh, you're talking about the Sam, you're talking about, yeah, there is some such with the CB whatever. They have they have all these like different like tech not tech all these code names or something. Cindy, BS, alcohol is the gateway drug. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I rarely drink alcohol, if any. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember the last time I drank alcohol. So And there's like so many different studies out there too on marijuana and everything else. I mean, I'm just coming from like a layman's an outside viewpoint, a layman's outside viewpoint. Oh yes, Cindy, I heard of Charlotte's Web. Ain't that in some like western state though? That comes out of? I'm gonna look that up. Cause I heard of that. Oh, wow, that scared me. Hello, welcome to tonight's live stream. Okay, you're going on live. Okay. Okay, this is all like layman's stuff to me. So okay. Hi everybody. Welcome to tonight's live stream. And I'm introducing Cindy. So like, what's your take on it?
On medical marijuana? Is that what we're going to discuss?
Yes.
Okay. I am from the 70s era. I started using marijuana when I was a teenager, and I've never stopped. I've also used alcohol. I was an alcoholic for 25 years and have been off of alcohol for, 12, 15 years. And in Michigan tomorrow, we will be voting for medical marijuana. I've been a medical marijuana patient for probably about 8 years, and it's helped me detox off of prescription pills that I didn't want to be physically addicted to, and made it difficult for me to travel because I had to see my doctor to pick up my prescription once a month. It restricted my life. I had to protect my home because the doctors told me that if it were to get out that I had the medications that I had, that my life could be in danger from drug users that would literally kill me for my medications, and I didn't want to live that kind of life. And so I have been able to use medical marijuana to get me off of the pharmaceutical treadmill that they want to put you on. And I've had great success with it. And I think that recreational marijuana will bring in just revenue for the state. It will also decrease this war on drugs that we criminalize marijuana and put people in prison for. It's a plant. The war on drugs isn't working. I'm absolutely, totally 100% against heroin, methamphetamine, crystal meth, cocaine, anything that's manufactured and brought into this country. I'm absolutely, totally against, but I also have a problem with our troops sitting over in Afghan protecting the poppy fields. You know, we're not producing that heroin in this country. We're not the ones that are putting that stuff out on the streets.
Well,
from somewhere else.
Hey Cindy, well that's why Trump wants to build a wall down at the Mexican borders, because it's coming through the cartels and stuff like that.
Do you really think that the 1,000 people a day that might get illegally over this border are the ones that are able to supply this entire country with the pharmaceutical drugs that are abused in this country? Whether it's, what are the biggest abused drugs in this country? Right now, it's heroin, methamphetamines, fentanyl. Fentanyl can be, crystal meth can be, we all saw the TV show Breaking Bad.
Hey Cindy.
You know how that stuff can be. Marijuana is not being delivered from Mexico anymore.
No, it's the hard stuff. It's the heroin and all that other junk that I just know it's the heroin and.
Where is that stuff being manufactured?
In Mexico.
You really think that okay, that's fine. But I do not believe that our entire country's supply is coming up through Mexico. I believe our own manufacturers in this country are supplying the market. They just, not too long ago, I read a story where they found an entire semi-truck full of fentanyl that had been stolen. Where do those drugs go? How does someone lose an entire semi-truck full of fentanyl?
That's true, yes. You have to worry about the medication.
Saying that there as much, no, not as much. What little is coming over the borders in Mexico is a distraction for what is being produced and stolen and put on the streets in our own country by our own manufacturers. Not everything is coming across the border. It's just not realistic to think that our entire country's addiction problem is coming from across the border. The United States pot coming from Mexico is just not even an issue anymore. When I was a kid, it was called ditchweed, and that's what it literally was. Pot that was growing on the side of the road by the ditches, and they packed it into a brick, and you bought it stick, stem, seed, whatever. It was garbage. The medical marijuana you can buy now is the buds. It's the flower of the plant. It's the rose of the bush. It's not all the crap that went, not the whole bush. So we have, with all the legal marijuana in this country now, we don't want marijuana from Mexico anymore. The way they have to pack it, to condense it, to move it, destroys the marijuana, what would normally be good, what you would buy in a pharmaceutical store here now. So now the money coming from there is all your harder drugs, the cocaine, where does the money to finance that come from? It's not the little guy who's got a stomach full of this stuff. You know, he's not financing it. He's not, you know, he might be getting $1,000 or something, you know, to take the chance. So marijuana is a non-issue as far as basically the black market goes now. And that's why everybody's legalizing it, because now the greed is going to set in. If you do a little more research, and you know, you want to play with the tinfoil hat a little bit, Monsanto right now is working on being able to control marijuana seed. Who did Monsanto just merge with? Bayer.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about any of this. I'm just coming from a layman.
I mean, you're talking about two of the largest companies in the world. Monsanto controls your food supply, and Bayer Aspirin, you know, you've heard of Bayer Aspirin,
Yeah.
right? They're the biggest pharmaceutical company in the world now, and they control our medical supply. So now you've got your food supplier who just merged with your pharmaceutical supplier. Monsanto is known for what? Chemicals, food manipulation, you know, GMOs, genetically modified organisms. They are controlling our food supply. If we get cancers, if we get whatever we get from our food supply, well, now we can get all of our remedies and medications from Bayer. Doesn't that seem like a conflict of interest?
No comment. I don't know.
Well, put that in your, make a list you want to do a little bit of research. Look up Monsanto Bayer and see what they're doing. I mean, there's videos on YouTube of people sneaking videos of what they're doing with the marijuana plant and how they want to control it so that they can literally take the growing out of the people's hands, and it will be a totally medically controlled plant. And I don't agree with that, because anything that grows, I should be able to grow a marijuana plant right next to my tomato plant, my green beans, my whatever I want to grow in my garden, just like other herbs and spices.
What's your take on law enforcement concerns regarding the recreational marijuana when it comes to driving impaired in?
I think that the biggest lobbyists against recreational or legalized marijuana are one. I don't know in particularly what order, but the top three are your alcohol manufacturers, because there's too much competition, because it's much safer than alcohol. And you don't have the hangovers. There's just so many differences. You have the police that, of course, don't want it legalized because it's such a revenue generator for them. All they have to do is, take a sniff of your car, and the next thing you know, they're tearing your car apart because they smelled something. And you have the pharmaceutical companies, the alcohol companies, and the police that are the three biggest lobbyists against any kind of recreational marijuana. And they're okay with medicinal, but you talked about research. The reason there's no research on marijuana in this country is because it's been banned. There are only, I believe, 2 facilities in this country that are allowed to grow marijuana for the government, and that's the University of Tennessee, I believe, and there might be one other. And they've never been allowed to do research because government doesn't want them to find out the truth. The pot that they grow at those facilities facilities is so inferior to what people are growing in their backyards because they treat it like a plant. They treat it they nurture them. The pot that they use for research is not indicative of what people are smoking out on the street. And the accidents that you attribute to alcohol are nowhere near the accidents. I mean, the people putting out the propaganda on the accidents and the death rate and this, that, and the other.
Hey,
Are those three
Cindy,
lobbyists?
Cindy, not to interrupt you, but that bloke in a hat says, is foreign research inferior?
Sir, give me some examples of some foreign research of medical marijuana, or marijuana. We don't even have to put the medical aspect to it anymore. Give me research that says marijuana is a deadly drug, is more deadly than alcohol.
Dutch, she said Dutch.
Well, the Dutch have most of the seeds in the genetics. That's for they have the world's largest seed bank of every plant and vegetable known to man that has a seed. Monsanto would love to get a hold of that, and if I'm not mistaken, they might have had some flooding issues over there with that seed bank. So even seeds are only good for so long. They're like anything else. So you have to keep, replenishing them. And there are people always Monsanto for one, is trying to get control of that seed bank. I'm sure if you looked it up, you'd find that they've already tried to buy it out or tried to, but Monsanto is the one who is gaining world control of our food source. And as far as the marijuana, they want to do the same thing. They want it to be treated strictly as a drug, and take the recreational out of it, where people, and I can understand, because there is no guidelines right now on potency. There's no reason why medical marijuana has to be packaged to appeal to youngsters, younger kids, gummy bears, and all of that kind of stuff. So I have no problem with, making sure that that's marked and whatnot. But if it becomes recreational, why should it be any different than a can of beer or anything else? I mean, it's not a poison. It's less poison than alcohol. And anybody who says it's more dangerous than alcohol is just fooling themselves or hasn't done the research. How many people have you seen are in rehab for marijuana addiction? How many people have their lives destroyed by alcohol? You just don't see that with marijuana consumption.
The latest thing right now is the opiate addiction they're trying to combat.
And what is one of the most proven, I myself am living proof. 90 milligrams a day of morphine I was on. And over the course of 8 months, I was able to self-detox off of that medication without ever getting sick, without ever having somebody cut it off from me unexpectedly, without giving me any guidance or any help with withdrawal or anything. I did not want to be addicted to opiates. And without marijuana, I would not have been able to detox.
Some people will view that as you're switching one addiction for another addiction. That's how some people would see that. But some people will.
People are addicted to coffee. Is coffee any more addictive than a plant? I mean, tobacco. Tobacco is a plant. Tobacco's a leaf. Tobacco is far more addictive than a marijuana leaf. There is just no justification. There's never been one recorded death from the use of marijuana. You can't say that about alcohol. You can't say that about cigarette use. You can't say that about opiate use.
There's a lot of opiate overdoses.
And the FDA just the other day approved a drug that's even more powerful than morphines and the heroines and fentanyls that they have out there. Like, we need something even more powerful. Yes, poppy and cannabis are far different. Poppy has to be so processed before it becomes cocaine. Cannabis, it's a plant. The only processing is clipping and pruning it. Get the bud when you harvest it. It's time consuming. You can get jobs out in California for $15 an hour doing nothing but trimming pot all day long. People working slaving in those poppy fields over there are making pennies a day, while the drug cartels are making billions, while our troops are over there protecting those poppy fields. Tell me where the heroin's coming from.
That's happening in Afghanistan.
Yes, because that's one of the most fertile areas in the world for the poppy plant to grow. And that is their livelihood. That's like we grow corn in this country, poppies was theirs. And when they figured out how they could make it into heroin, I mean, they've tried to eradicate it. Now we're over there protecting it. It provides cash to run the world.
Yeah, because I saw a documentary on that.
Right. You don't think just drug cartels are involved in this. You've got politicians, you've got the police, you've got people at customs. I mean, there are such intricate networks of corruption, and I mean, how do you think these tunnels get built for a mile from Mexico to San Diego? These aren't just a couple of yahoos looking to bring a couple of bales of pot over the border. You know, this is big money involved in this. Big money comes from big business. Now, the other thing that I want, people are going to be talking about cannabis oil and THC. Cannabis oil from THC. THC is the psychoactive part of the cannabis plant. That's the THC. CBDs are the cannabinoid oils. They don't have the psychoactive chemical in them. It's taken out. The THC has been removed. So when you're taking cannabinoid oils for cancer, for pain, for whatever, it has none of the brain-altering chemicals because all of the THC has been taken out of it. Your body naturally has cannabinoids in it. So you're actually just adding a chemical to your body that your body already produces. You're just boosting it within your body, just like you would do, take some other essential oil. The THC is what gives you the high, gives you the munchies, gives you the, the euphoria, this, that, or the other. And there are different degrees because of all the inbreeding of plants that they've done and the high crossing this, that, and the other. The potency is much different. And they have testers now that you can test the THC level in your marijuana. There are two types of marijuana, an indica and a sativa. They both have different characteristics. One will give you a little more energy, maybe make you, a little more conversational. The other one is what you would consider more of a couch potato, where you just want to kick back and relax and enjoy some music and some pizza. And people don't realize that there are two different kinds. It's almost like with all the inbreeding, the hybrid going on, people don't realize that it's almost become like looking for your favorite wine.
Hey, Cindy, we have some new people within the room, so please introduce yourself again.
My name is Cindy Moore. I'm a friend of Jen's. I'm been a part of the community for, 5 years or so, but...
You're my colleague. I see you as my colleague.
I've been a medical marijuana user for approximately 8 years, and that's where the conversation has kind of moved to. But I think people just need to have a better understanding of what, it's just so very helpful. And the only reason that it has been outlawed is strictly for political reasons. There's just no medical reason for marijuana not to be legalized. Government's had a patent on marijuana since back in the 20s or 30s. If there was nothing to it, what do they own the patent on it for? The cigarette companies have had packaging and patents ready to go, designs for the day that they legalize this stuff. A rolling machine at a cigarette factory doesn't know the difference between tobacco or marijuana. It's all just a leaf to that machine. So you don't think the cigarette companies are going to jump into action and start rolling marijuana cigarettes just like they're tobacco cigarettes? There's money to be made, and there's people waiting to make it. It's all just a matter of getting their ducks in a row to see who's going to get their finger in the pie first. This is all just trying to figure out the laws, everything going along with it. The regulations, the restrictions, the guidelines, all they are people with money interests trying to figure out how they're going to get their piece of the pie first. And
hold on, the main reason we are talking about drugs right now is because it's part of the. You said you were voting. It's on the ballot,
yes.
And like where you live.
Yes, we've had medical marijuana for 6 to 8 years, and we'll be voting on recreational marijuana in Michigan tomorrow.
So this is a election-related issue that we're talking about, and that's why we're talking about drugs. So it's not like off topic or anything like that. It's just this is a election-related issue that the voters of Michigan, you said Michigan, are voting
Yep.
on tomorrow.
And I don't know what state, what number will be. Now, Mexico just legalized marijuana for recreational use, the whole country. Canada just legalized marijuana for recreational use throughout the country.
Well, I know
Yeah.
this. I know the state of New Jersey wants to go towards that route because of the new governor that we have now, Phil Murphy.
The money that could be generated to help the opiate addiction. Now, if you talk to the evidence that veterans give, that recovering people addicted to opiates will give, is that marijuana has helped them with PTSD, it's helped them with addiction, it's helped them with all kinds of mental issues. My question is, why aren't these people being used as the research? You know, I've been using marijuana for 3/4 of my life. I'm not dead of lung cancer. I'm not, I don't have dementia. I take care of myself. All of the things that, the reefer madness of life that we heard about when we were growing up. The biggest expanding crowd of users today is 60 and 70-year-olds who do not want to be on pharmaceuticals any longer. It's not kids who are using it for a gateway drug to go get methamphetamines. It's the elderly people who want an alternative to pharmaceutical drugs. And I don't know why the bloke keeps saying that opiates are not cannabis. Whoever said they were, they're too.
Well, earlier this year, I went to a Ocean County freeholders meeting, and they were talking about marijuana, the recreational marijuana, stuff like that, and a lot of people have concerns over it, is because they see like the negative sides of it, and like all the young kids and stuff like that, and like with the drug addiction and things like that, and like I say, you have to, and I actually filmed it too, so if you so I'm like lost at this point, but like I said, they have concerns about the negative effects of recreational marijuana, of like young kids and or young teenagers and stuff like that.
But we have several generations. Do you think that we have a research crowd out there right now? The same people who have been using marijuana. Do you think I'm the only one that's used marijuana their whole life? We have a research crowd of people who can answer a questionnaire to what effects it's had on their life. Why do we have to start from square one? And then determine 20, 30 years down the road. We have a living, breathing crowd, a whole generation of marijuana users, whether it was medical, recreational, whatever. Why ignore a whole generation of people that you could be looking at their side effects, their attitudes, their use habits, whether or not it ever took them to a harder drug? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a wealth of information already out there. People are just coming out of the closet. It's not that people ever stopped using it. Again, yeah. I mean, cannabis is nothing new to the Mexicans, like they want to portray it. Cannabis has been in the history books for thousands of years, and it was all political. Why they pinned it on the Mexicans to to give them a bad rap, just like they pinned heroin on the blues industry and the blacks, just to give them a bad rap and put everybody in jail to get our slave labor force going.
Well, how come the states are more favorable towards recreational marijuana than the feds are? What's your opinion?
Well, part of my opinion is that it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the prison system, keeping people in the prison system. I mean, how many, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people do we have sitting in jail for nonviolent drug crimes? You know, that generates billions and billions and billions of dollars a year for private prison corporations, for catering businesses that service those industries. I mean, that's big business. If one day the government just says, oops, never mind, we made a mistake, let everybody out, you know, how do you turn back the clock? Lawsuits would fly.
Hold on. Chargeback said for the drug effect, if alcohol is legal, marijuana should be. Still, smoking it will harm the lungs.
Prove it. Prove that marijuana smoking is more dangerous than cigarette smoking or pollution, for that matter. Prove to me that people who are smoking for 30, 60, years. It's not like black lung disease where you can find, pinpoint. Marijuana does not have it's not the tobacco itself. It's the chemicals that they put into the cigarettes that are killing people. Cannabis is natural. It's not being doctored. It's not being, it's not having chemicals in it so that it will burn a certain way. It doesn't have nicotine in it, so it will become addictive. I mean, cigarettes were made to be addictive so that people would continue to buy them. Marijuana doesn't have those ingredients in it yet. Who knows if once somebody else gets a hold of it, what they might do to it. But you don't have to smoke it. You can vaporize it. You can eat it in food. You can sprinkle it on a pizza. It shouldn't be treated other than any other kind of herb. You have wild lettuce out there that has natural pain relievers in it. Pick up a book of nature's antidotes and remedies. I mean, there are plants out there that you can. I mean, my God, we take dandelions and make dandelion wine out of it. Why isn't it? Is that criminal? So, right. There's no justification for it having ever been outlawed in the first place. So that we have to wait this long and go through so much, and the money that will be generated across this country. Right now it's slowly. You could rebuild our infrastructure, and it would get addicts out of prison where they don't get any help. We need addicts out recovering in society, not behind bars where they're just cut off and then expected to go back into their older community with the same issues, the same problems, only more, because now they can't get a job, they can't do this, they can't do that. Why not put them on some kind of a monitor? They've got ankle monitors that can detect alcohol. Why don't they have ankle monitors that can detect cocaine and meth and heroin? And put these people back out in their environment where they can keep their jobs and they can continue to live in the environment that they're going to be expected to reacclimate into when they're out of jail. I mean, our whole way we go about drug addiction in this country is insanity, especially when we know the number one cause is our own pharmaceutical companies and our doctors. These people would not be getting these drugs without the pharmaceutical companies' help.
Hey, Cindy, I'm going to be wrapping this up in 5 minutes to give you a heads up.
No, I want to talk all night. I want to do an all-nighter.
I'm not any of those people.
Huh?
Well, I can restart another live stream that says all nighter.
Yeah, you can go to sleep. Just leave your channel open. We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Okay. So
Now, I'll get off my soapbox. I've been a very vocal defender of the God-given plan, and I think the whole thing of taking a piece of Mother Nature and trying to criminalize it is probably one of the most bizarre things I've ever heard about in my life, ever had to deal with. That's why I'm so proud to be able to say my most important vote tomorrow will be for a plant.
not to switch topics, but I am. But did you have a chance to watch Matt Miller's video from last night on me?
Yes, I did.
Were you surprised by some of the, I'm gonna say, false claims that John Van Dyke and Matt Miller stated in that video?
Yeah, I mean, we've heard it all before. There was nothing new there that they're claiming. I mean, you've disproved several of their claims today, and I'm sure you could continue to disprove many more of their claims. I don't know why they continue to just throw this hatred at you. I don't think it serves any purpose whatsoever. I think the video had, I don't know, maybe 40 views. They had 6-8 people in the room. I don't think they have a large audience. I think they've lost a lot of credibility with their bullying tactics. Their the way that they've shown their. I would hope that a future employer or even a family member, I wonder if they watch Matt in the faces he makes and how he disparages the less advantaged. And I wonder, heaven forbid him and his wife were to have a disabled child or something.
Or his future wife.
Whatever, just the hatred in them, that they could sit there and knowingly, what makes what they're doing to you any different than what Trump did when he first started out years ago, disparaging that disabled man in front of everybody, and we were all so disgusted and outraged. What makes what they're doing to you on a regular basis now? What makes that any more civil? You're not hurting anybody.
You're not hurting me. Actuality, they're not even hurting me. That's like. I mean, it's like I said, you, John and Matt, you can't take this away from me no matter how hard you try. Your false claims, your lies, and your slander. It's like, come on, you guys need to grow up and just let it go. And another thing. Stop hating the cops and stop being anti-government radicals, like that one commenter said. Because
the hypocrisy that comes out of their mouths. I mean, they sit there and go on and on about how much you're costing the taxpayers because of this, that, and the other. I mean, we've seen Denise Stark's record online. What makes you any different than her with all of her legal issues and all of the money and whatnot that is going into prosecuting her? Why is your case any different? Or any other auditor in this community who's been arrested 30, 60, some of them even 90 times? Why are you the target of their hatred?
I don't know. I just, you know what, Denise Stark got hit with at least two like, not, I don't want to call it felonies because I don't know what they call it within the state of New Jersey, but they didn't at least two of them was not handled through the local level. It was handled through the county prosecutor's office. So that means they had to go to a grand, like all that grand jury stuff, and so that costs us money. So it's like, I mean,
I agree.
And it's like Cindy Stark. It was I did a little bit more research into it. They actually, I think, was, like I said, I think there was at least two charges that it got. She took a plea deal. It was a resisting arrest and an assault, like aggravated assault on a police officer. I never did any of that. I mean, she's a cop hater. She always was and always will be. And
the hypocrisy. They sit there and just bully you constantly. When the one that I don't know why she ever decided to jump on their bandwagon. I'd never heard of her before.
And I never met her.
You know, I mean, all of these lies about sharing a cell with you. The woman is either has memory issues, but the things that she was saying, why she decided to jump on their bandwagon, I'll never know.
I'm gonna be honest. She's a freaking Looney Tune. That's why.
I want it known right here and right now. I had absolutely nothing to do with that woman's job. Nothing. Period.
And I had nothing to do with it either. And we both don't know who. I don't know who did it. Cindy doesn't know who did it. We have nothing to do with that.
But I will tell Matt and John this. If I ever have the opportunity to pass your videos onto a potential employer, a current employer, a church, any place I can find that you're attached to, I will send these videos to anyone that I think needs to know how you treat people in your community and the bullying that you do. I will spread these videos from one end of this country to the other. What you've done is cruel and hateful. And I hope it comes back to haunt you forever.
Yeah. And John Van Dyke, I'm not the one who doxed your name. You're the one who did it in one of your videos. The one from the Middletown cop. The video with one of the videos with the Middletown cops, because one of the Middletown cops said your name. So you're the one who doxed your own, or that cop was the one who doxed your name in your video, and you're the one who produced it. So
Matt's the one who doxed yourself the other night. So You're lucky there's a lot of Matt Millers in your neck of the woods.
So don't start throwing docs and don't start throwing that at me because I got video evidence that I'm not the one who doxed it. John Van Dyke, you doxed it in your own video with the Middletown cop saying it.
So yeah, I think it's disgusting what they're doing, and I hope karma comes and bites them both in the ass. And like I said, Jen, you're taking care of your business.
Oh yeah, and I don't skip court dates like Denise Stark does either.
So I just, I hope they lay off. Matt's mentioned that he's thinking about running for office someday. Well, Matt, just give me a name and a place.
Yeah, all these videos is gonna come to light.
That's right. You might have got strikes against you, John. Yeah, you're shut down for now. You can't because boo-hoo. Heaven forbid. You wouldn't be getting complaints against you if you weren't pissing people off. That's the bottom line.
No, he's a thief.
Well, being a thief pisses people off. And I hope to get Matt's channel shut down next. And then, like I said, I'll use this evidence against him for as long as I can. I'd like them both to see him give Jen a public apology.
That's not gonna happen. Come on, please. Don't. No, that's never gonna happen.
Months and months of bullying that they have done to you for no reason other than that they don't like you. They want to see you in a.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm standing tall because I am doing the things that I want to do. I'm actually going towards the direction that I want to in the media field and everything else. I'm the one who actually like sitting down and talking to different a few, not all of them. But that's my goal to sit down and to sit down with all the police chiefs. So
here's another thing I just find totally unbelievable. These guys continue to talk about, they can't wait to see the day that you're in the back of a police car and they're sitting there videotaping the whole thing long, and you're going away for 3 to 5 years, blah, blah, blah. Do they really think, here's a woman
who assaulted a police officer
who had a warrant out for her arrest, who they never came and bothered to pick up, and isn't in jail. Do they really think that you're going to prison for 3 to 5 years for basically trespassing and taking public photography, disorderly conduct, whatever labels they want to put on it? All contempt of cop charges, basically. They really think you have the potential of going to prison for 3 to 5 years when this woman is still walking around with an assault with a deadly weapon charge against her.
No, she pleaded guilty to that one. The charge that she has is a bench warrant out of Keensburg. So don't mix up she pleaded guilty. She pleaded guilty to the weapon stuff. That's the second case, but the first case is with the assault on a police officer. The third case is from Keensburg that she has a bench warrant out. That I mean, it could go on and on and on.
So didn't you also say she's on probation?
Yes, it's because of the 2 charges from that she took a plea deal to.
And didn't we see on her probation that she had alcohol and drug restrictions?
Yes.
And didn't we see on a number of videos where she was drinking on camera?
Yes, I do,
Didn't we see on
and
a
I
number of
downloaded those
videos where
videos
she was
too.
smoking marijuana on camera?
Yeah, I downloaded those videos too.
Yeah. So, I just really don't see how they can be sitting here so concerned about you, a complete stranger, basically, that neither one of them want anything to have to do with you. Yet Matt, on one video, professed his love for her. Why are they so concerned with your life when this woman seems to be in some pretty, she's lost her job, she's
Wait, no. Hold on. They stated, Denise stated somewhere within the lab chat that she has to work 3 jobs now, or something along.
She's mentioned before that she's taking care of elderly people. Is she mentally fit under the influence of alcohol and drugs to be taking care of elderly people?
Yeah, and then on top of everything else, is she with the criminal background? Is she can she take care of another vulnerable adult because she assaulted a police officer, and she has all these it's not like minor stuff. I mean.
Right. Is there any elder abuse involved? Do we have any assets that she might have access to, that if she gets in a financially desperate situation, that she might take advantage of some elderly people? I mean, who's monitoring her taking care of these
these vulnerable adults?
Does she have a state license to be taking care of people? What kind is she on disability? What kind of money is she making? Is she making money under the table? I mean, these are all questions that I don't know. I would ask, but since she's the one who decided to put her life out there for the world to see, these are just some questions that come up in my mind.
Yeah, is Denise Marie Stark fit to be a appropriate caregiver for a vulnerable adult, because she did state in one of her videos she does take care of a elderly person. But my question is that is she a fit person to be in that position? I mean, she might lose her temper, and she might smack this. She might smack this elderly person, and she might throw a chair at this person. I mean, she does have a history of that.
I agree. I think there's a lot of questions, and unfortunately, she chose to put her life on YouTube, and that's what people do. You put your life out there, and people ask questions. And just like they've done to your life, they've dissected your life. They've looked up your parents' obituaries. I'm sorry, your siblings' obituaries. They've looked into your personal life. Well, we took some public information, and it just kind of brought up a lot of questions. If I had an elderly relative, after seeing some of her videos, I sure as hell wouldn't leave them alone with her.
I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't want her. If my grandmother was still alive, I would never allow Denise Stark 10 foot near my grandmother. Denise Stark, you are unfit, because especially when you pled guilty to assaulting a police officer. I would have great concern for my grandmother.
Do these families that she's working with these elderly people, do the families know that she has a criminal history behind her? Do they know she has an alcohol problem, which I think is pretty evident? She says she has a medical marijuana card. A lot of states that doesn't matter, because depending on what kind of probation you're under, if you're under a federal probation, marijuana's not.
It's a state. It's a state probation.
in medical. Well, it all depends on the judge. Even if you have a medical marijuana license, he can deny you your medicine because it's not recognized federally.
I don't have a drug addiction, so I wouldn't know all that.
Well, it all depends on, like you say, every state is different on what their medical marijuana laws are. But at any rate, just with her drinking alone, and as I stated before, I was an alcoholic for 25 years.
So you're recovering. Recovering.
I quit.
Yeah.
Not recovering anything. I quit drinking after my surgery for whatever reason. I lost the taste for alcohol. I might drink once or twice a year. I haven't been drunk in 12 years, but now I've maybe been drunk once or twice in the last 12 years. But, and that's going from being drunk every single night, a 6-pack of beer a night at least. So I've given it up. I'm not recovering.
Well, hey, Cindy, be careful because they might go after you now, being the little kids.
Go after. I don't have there is nothing to go after. I have no police record. My education is out there. My relationship is out there. My address is out there. I got nothing. So they want to go look at my brother's obituary. He died October 23rd last year. It's on Legacy. Go look it up. I'm very proud of him. He was a wonderful man. He was my hero. Go look it up. My parents are both still alive, happily and happily retired. What do you want to do? You attack people because of their physical features?
See, Matt Miller and John Van Dyke, and I'm gonna include Denise Stark. They're desperate. That's what it is.
I mean, my God, if you want to start attacking of physical appearances, Matt's a fucking twitch. Between picking his nose and picking his teeth and rubbing his hair, and I mean, he's a mess. And then when he makes his faces, he's like a freaking 12-year-old little kid.
You're making me laugh now, don't you?
I'm sorry, I observe people. That's what I do. He puts himself out there, I sit there and watch him. He's a freaking twitch.
Actuality, the more videos they do about me, they actually it gives me exposure too. So
exactly, and all they're doing is putting their ignorant selves out there, Jen.
Please do. Hey, John and Matt, you're doing a great job because you're actually helping me out and everything because you're bringing more people to my YouTube channel.
Come on, Jen. There were 6 people in that room.
I know, but you gotta do a positive spin on this too. So.
I know that you don't get a lot of people in your room, but they're expecting the community to jump on their bandwagon. And it's just not going to happen because in general, we're not a mean community. We're not going to pick on you just to pick on you because you've been arrested a few times. And because they don't like the way you talk or, we're just not going to do that.
Oh yeah, I went through like the database and went through like the arrests and everything. And I was only arrested approximately 14 times going back to 1990 all together for dumb shit and bogus charges.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of it, it's like mostly DMV tickets, and you don't get arrested for that. So I never got arrested for DWI or anything like that.
Record speaks for itself, Jen.
Yeah, I mean,
We had family issues back in the 90s. They were called in for some domestic stuff. It was dismissed. It's all in the public records. They just don't bother to look for the information. They just speculate and opinionate. And they make themselves look like asses. You know, yesterday it was you don't even have a high school. Oh, you probably didn't even graduate the 4th grade. Okay, today you bring out the evidence. You know?
I know they don't have any credibility when it comes to me.
Exactly. And so they've lost any credibility in the community because now what they're doing, they're not proving any point other than just bullying and being cruel to you. And I truly hope it comes back to bite them. And I'll do anything in my power to make sure it does. You know, they want exposure. They want their voices to be heard. We'll make sure that happens for them.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else they want. They want you to just go away? That's not going to happen.
I got people. I got like people. I got people there. I mean, I am so grateful for the people who's helping me along and everything.
And it wouldn't matter if you had one fan. They have no right to expect you to stop doing something you want to do simply because they don't like it. That is the only reason they attack you.
So I mean, I'm proud of myself. I mean, it took me at least 2 years to get to even to start to establish myself, and it's gonna take even more time to establish my Oh man, it takes time to establish stuff all around. It does. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Most people don't get everything they want established in a lifetime, Jen. All you can do is go one day at a time and keep trying to reach your goals. And how dare they? How dare they try and step on that out of nothing more than just being mean.
Hey, bloke. Do you think Matt Miller and John Van Dyke have any credibility when it comes to me? Bloke, it's okay. You can be honest. I'm not going to jump on you. Hey, bloke. In what way do you think they have any credibility when it comes to me? And you can be honest. I'm not gonna jump on you. Hey, bloke, are you typing or are you thinking? Hey, bloke, answer any way that you want. Answer any way you want. I'm not gonna like pinpoint. I'm not gonna corner you into a spot or into a corner. Frank, like, what is the purpose of? Wait, bloke. You can answer it any way that you want. It doesn't. You can answer it. It doesn't. We're having a dialogue here, and it's about not talking at each other. It's about talking to each other as people. It's not about making fun of anybody at this point. Let's have an honest dialogue. Going back to Frank, what is the purpose of me recording the police stations? It's all about transparency and accountability. That's the purpose. And building bridges, too. I don't harass cops. And I don't purposely record their personal vehicles either.
I'll ask Bloke in the Hat if he's ever heard of Bloop Dog or Spitshine 69.
The cop cars. Are you talking about like traffic detail and things like that? Frank, you have to be more specific. In Marlboro, okay. Actually, I like Marlboro Township. Frank, that's okay. You guys don't have to like me. It's not a popularity contest. Don't you realize that Donald Trump is waging a war against the media? Frank, what the hell am I talking about? What do you mean? Frank, I'm a independent citizen video journalist. I am part of the media field. Hey, dog lover girl, how you doing? Frank, that's your opinion, and my this is all frozen up now. Hope it'll be unfrozen. I'm gonna keep on going. Frank, that's your opinion. I'm not out there to antagonize the police officer. I'm there to do a job as a media as a video journalist. So I'm not there to antagonize the police officers at all. I'm there to do a job as a citizen video journalist. Oh my God, I love it. Hey Frank, why do you think I don't have a job? Wait, Frank Legal, it's more than an opinion. You don't have a job. You have a YouTube channel of you asking cops stupid questions. Okay. Hey Frank, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not here to debate your opinion. Um, I I mean, I'm working towards. Hey Frank, I try not to contradict myself in my videos. I do have a speech impairment, and sometimes I don't have the greatest command of the English language. And plus that, please bring up. Do you have any examples of the contradictions? Hey Frank, that is not. Oh, that example is a very poor example because what he. Are you talking about the Bradley Beach video from last week? Yes. Because what he asked was more on a personal nature, but what I asked, it was more about transparency and accountability when it comes to the to law enforcement's role within the community and stuff. Frank, I'm like, I'm not gonna argue your opinion, Frank. You're entitled to it. You are entitled to it. I'm not gonna argue over stuff like that. It's not worth it. Frank, it's the opinion. And my screen is frozen. So, dog lover too. Can I do something? Well, do what? Hey, Frank Legal, are you from Marlboro Township? Come to my house and play Fortnite with you? No. No, thank you. Hey, Frank, but you said that's too personal? I will respect that. Because the reason why I asked you that is because of your previous comments regarding Marlboro. That's why. This is good. This whole live stream is going way beyond like my. Cindy, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going.
Here.
Yeah, I'm just going through the live chat.
Yeah, I've kind of lost touch with what's going on because I'm not following Frank's conversation here.
Frank, what you say does not make sense. Frank, what was your agenda for this live stream? And I'm like, well, what's your agenda behind that question? I mean, is there like an alternative motive behind your question?
You okay, dog lover girl?
Tonight's topic was, can people be still friends after tomorrow's election? And I started to talk a little bit about that. Then eventually I jumped in about my accomplishments and when it came to my high school years. Then we started to talk about election related issues, meaning like the recreational marijuana. And before we then we got into the Matt Miller and John Van Dyke stuff. Hey Frank, did you watch since the beginning? Where do I stand on America? Okay, are you talking about are you talking about recreational or are you talking about medical? There's a huge difference there.
Cindy stands on legalization.
I'm gonna be honest. I think medical marijuana should be legalized, but when it comes to recreational marijuana, I'm all over the board on that. So I can't really. I'm still trying.
Have you ever smoked marijuana, Jen?
No, I never did any drugs or any illegal drugs in my life.
Do you think you can give a fair representation of whether or not it should be legalized or not if you've never tried it?
Correct. I don't. That's what I mean. I don't have. I. I don't even. I mean, you're right. I can't give it like a fair representation because
Do you know people who use marijuana?
No, the only like the main things I hear about is like the drug addiction and things like that, and like the medical stuff, and then I try to look at the whole picture from different viewpoints. So I mean that's what I do. I try to give people. I try to look at the whole everybody's viewpoints and try to get a gist of it. But for me to have an opinion about it, it's not. It doesn't really do any justice to it because I never smoked the marijuana. I never did. I don't know. Like I don't do marijuana. Yes, I watched like a lot of documentaries on this on different topics, but that's it.
Do you have an opinion as to what you think is more detrimental to society, cannabis or alcohol?
Enforcement wise, yes.
No. What do you mean enforcement-wise? I'm saying on the body, on the person, in society, family, not the law, just on a human detriment. Alcohol or marijuana has a bigger impact on society.
Well, then I think marijuana and alcohol should be treated as the same.
Do you think they're the same?
It's a drug.
Do you think that they have the same effects on the body?
I don't know.
I do. And I have extreme experience with both. And in my opinion, alcohol is 100% more deadly than marijuana. Marijuana has never killed anyone. Alcohol has killed millions of people. Cirrhosis of the liver, heart disease, car accidents, rages. I mean, it's the health impact of alcohol alone will kill you. Nobody's ever been killed from marijuana use, even long term. There's not one proven case that anyone has ever died from marijuana use. And so would you agree that they're still equal?
See, I'm talking about from like a drug. They're both drugs. That's I mean, to me, it's all.
That's who.
Yes,
Who determines what a drug is? Why isn't marijuana just like a spice, like cilantro or parsley or oregano, or why isn't it just like any other thing that we use? Who said it was a drug? Who gave it that classification?
The government.
Why? What them that it was a drug. There was no research. It was just a group of people that enjoyed using it. Whoever said it was a weed that the Mexicans had down in Mexico and that they were using it. You know, why is that any different than Italians using oregano in their food and you know, whatever. The only reason it's illegal is because our government decided to criminalize a nationality, not a drug. It's a leaf, it's a plant. The only reason it was criminalized is because they wanted to give Mexicans a bad name. And this is what Mexicans used. So they made it a bad, terrible drug. That's the only reason. There's no proof behind it. There's no statistics to prove it's a deadly drug. There's nothing to back up their reefer madness hysteria of back in the 70s other than propaganda to make Mexicans look like they were becoming a scourge on our society.
Hey, hold on. Frank says marijuana is not a spice.
That's who? That's who, Frank? You know? Are you saying that the carrots, you know, don't have benefits? Are you saying that green beans don't have benefits? Are you saying that different fruits and vegetables and spices in our environment don't have benefits for us? Why is marijuana any different than a natural food group that grows on this planet?
Hey, Frank, I never claimed that I knew anything about marijuana, so...
Frank, there is no research because it's not allowed. Says you, Frank. I say it's a spice. Prove me wrong. You know? I don't have to prove anything. Prove me wrong. The hemp plant was only outlawed in this country because it cannot be differentiated from the marijuana plant.
Frank said it's not edible as a leaf. It's not a food.
But it's 100% usable. 100% usable. But they couldn't differentiate it from marijuana, so they banned it all. We wouldn't need fuel oils in this country to manufacture plastics and fabrics in this country if we utilized hemp. You can make building materials out of it. You can make clothing. You can make food. There's not one part of the plant that can't be used in our society. Why is it illegal?
We got like sign off in 3 minutes. For sure this time.
I'll ask the lady.
So do you have any last comments for tonight's topic? Can people be still friends after tomorrow's election?
I said I'll talk to you Wednesday.
Yes, I'm gonna be honest. The election results should not have any bearing on relationships in general. To me, I got like friends who's Republicans and Trump supporters, and I have friends who's Democrats too. It doesn't really.
And I have to disagree with you, Jen. I have to disagree with you. Because I look at two guys who profess to be Trump supporters who treat you like crap for no apparent reason other than just because they feel like it.
But it has nothing to do with politics, though.
Well, it does, because their attitude is that this is their attitude, that the disadvantaged deserve eating your bowl of Captain Crunch in the corner of a padded room. This is what they think is a solution for people with disabilities. So yeah, it does have to do with politics, in my mind. And yes, people with that kind of attitude and their politics are not my friends. Because I think anybody who can use politics as a reason to be inhumane to another human being is not anybody I want to be friends with. So yes, it does involve politics in my world.
Okay. Okay, we're done. So, I don't really have any last words because we were on this for an hour and, 136 minutes. So, my name is Jen Coombs. Cindy Moore, I want to say thank you for joining me on tonight's live stream. I appreciate your contribution. You always have good stuff to talk about, and I consider you as my colleague.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being able to support you, and what's fair is fair. So we'll see what happens. Continue doing, as far as I'm concerned, continue following your dreams.
Yeah, I'm gonna still do my thing, and that's it.
Yep.
So, again, thank you, bloke. My name is Jen Coombs and Cindy Moore from Time to Change Jersey Style. I want to wish everybody to be safe and get the vote out. Vote your conscience tomorrow, or don't vote at all. But just vote I don't know what to say in all this. I never did this before. So, please, I'm learning as I'm going along here. So, well, anyway.
Hey, if you have that first opportunity in your lifetime to vote for a plant, please do it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Cindy. So, this is Jen Coombs from Time to Change Jersey Style. I will see everybody on the flip side, and be safe, everybody. Be safe.